mean, this is so Pisces, right? It's the Bailey Report, March 6th of 2019, with a new moon in Pisces, conjunct the planet Neptune, at 15 degrees 47 minutes. Oh my God. Ow. At the same time, on the same day, Uranus is going into Taurus. Now, Uranus went into Taurus in May 15th, 2018. And it changed its mind and said, it's too heavy down here, man. I'm going retrograde, and it went back into Aries on November 6th of 2018. So it's been in Aries since November, and now it's going into Taurus, ready or not. Here goes Uranus into Taurus for the next 7 freaking years. Oh yes, big changes. Uranus, the planet of sudden unpredictable change, going into the fixed Earth financial possessions, Mother Earth, Gaia, all kinds of changes happening there. And, you know, in addition to that, of course, the moon keeps moving through Pisces. You know, let's go in Neptune and the Sun, and moves on. And tomorrow around 2 p.m., at least here in Costa Rica, the moon is right in between retrograde Mercury, remember, Mercury retrograde yesterday, and Chiron. Mercury's at 29, the moon is at 0 Aries, and Chiron's at 0 Aries, and then of course she goes into Aries for a few days, goes into Taurus on Saturday, and joins with Uranus down there. So this retrograde Mercury is going to be, you know, back. It's spending 9 weeks in Pisces. 9 weeks in Pisces. It first came into Pisces on February 10th. It hit Neptune February 18th. Stationing now, it's going back to Neptune. Yeah, you know, and hits Neptune March 24th. And stations, it sits right there with Neptune. Okay, you know, for 4 days. Stations direct on the 28th and doesn't go into Aries really until April 17th. So it's a long time of Mercury in Pisces. Great for the musicians and the artists and the singers. And yeah. Maybe not so good for the business and the bankers and the accountants and everything else, but oh my goodness. On Friday we have the Sun sextile Saturn, and on Sunday we have Mars sextile Neptune. Some supportive sextiles going on here with this new moon in Pisces, and just let me sit down, look at the camera, talk about it. One last thing. You can see in the chart the Sun is coming into a square with Jupiter. It's going to be exact next Wednesday. I'll talk about it more next week, but it's building, it's waxing, you know, coming into this square aspect with Jupiter up there in Sag. Okay, see ya. Okay, I guess I just gotta go for it. It's like it's never gonna be perfect. You have this ideal, and Pisces is the imagination, the dream of perfection. It is idealism. It is the mystery school of the infinite. A new moon in Pisces, not only in Pisces, because that happens once every year, but to be within a degree of the planet Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, is an extremely special time. It's like Neptune is the portal in our charts, the portal to our infinite, multi-dimensional spiritual self, beyond all ego, logic, reason. It is, like I always say, music, art, dance, poetry, everything that is beyond and outside of our grasp. of our understanding, of our intellect, it's otherworldly. It's spiritual love. It's the higher octave of Venus, which is earthly love. So this is this divine, subtle, etheric. I think Pisces is an etheric sign as much as a water sign. It's like you can't see it. There's no physical substance. It is the dream. And, you know, the sun coming in there is interesting because the sun is my solar purpose, my power and my strength. So when the sun goes into Pisces, my power, my self, my strength is diminished to a certain degree by the vastness of this amazing infinite universe. Great spirit, great mystery. It can make us feel like a little grain of sand on the beach. Very humbling, very insignificant, right? You know, like very, you know, it's the last sign. The 12th house, the 12th sign. So it's about surrendering, releasing, letting go, allowing everything to settle, everything to be. Watch the river flow. Even last week I talked about, you know, the mantra was about, you know, just accepting, right? And, you know, tolerating and having compassion. This is all Pisces energy. But the other thing about Pisces is also that it can be very confusing if we are in our ego or if we are trying to think, you know, buy something, sign a contract, do business, you know, I mean, and then especially Mercury retrograding through Pisces, all I can say is take the week off. Step back. Go, you know, go to the ashram, go to nature, sit at the foot of a tree, you know. It just really be by the stream, be with yourself. It is the place where we go into, like I say, this portal within ourselves into opening that heart space to in la kesha la kin. I am another you. This is all the great house of mirrors. There is nothing permanent. There is no end and no beginning. It's the snake eating its own tail. It's just going on and on like this merry-go-round of time. And Pisces is just like, woo! And this other part of us can, you know, it can be also linked a little bit with depression. A little bit with this surrendering and this letting go, and I'm really nothing, and life doesn't really mean anything. We have to see that this Pisces is square. That sun in Pisces is going to square Jupiter in Sagittarius. You know, the truth or the religion or the guru that has a certain, you know, position and philosophy, and, you know, this is the way that it is, and it's square to Gemini. Okay, you know, like let's study and let's learn and let's, you know, do business and, you know, get on the, you know, make our connections and network and, you know, get on the stock market and, you know, make all this thing, blah, 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 all this kind of busy. Pisces is just be. Don't do. Be. And it's not even, like I say, so much of an emotional experience as a spiritual experience. So yes, we can say feel your feelings, but I would even like to say feel your infinite self. Feel that oneness of all creation, the mystery, the magic, the mystical. So it's just like, and it sows the seed, the new moon. The moon loves it in Pisces. Come on, man. You know, it's like, yeah, really great. It's just like, oh, this is so, you know, I want to hug the universe. just lay out under the stars and hug the stars. So the new moon is setting a seed for this month. And I encourage us all, this whole month and this whole seed is to maybe really step into opening that crown chakra and just kind of, from a transcendental meditative state of being with the open heart space, feeling into a deeper aspect, portion of what makes us up, what constitutes me and my identity. I am just not my body, I'm not just my feelings, I'm not just my thoughts, I am also my spirit self, Atman, the Buddha, the Buddhic self, the Atman. This is this multi-dimensional spiritual being. And then to have Uranus moving into Taurus. Uranus takes 85 years to go around, 84 to 85 years. It's going to spend 7 years in Taurus. It is the Promethean light bearer. Just think of yourself in a spaceship out in outer space. Uranus is moving so slowly. It actually orbits on its side. It's the only planet that orbits on its side, right? And as Prometheus, the light bearer, it wants to bring in the revolution and bring in the new and invent and reinvent and innovate and discover not just science and technology, but, opening of the third eye, the awakening. It's the liberation. So this coming into Taurus is wanting to liberate. What is Taurus? Our resources. New enlightened ways of working with resources. New enlightened ways of working with Mother Earth. Of protecting, of healing, of integrating ourselves with Mother Earth. And in this, Uranus will come in, and the thing is, Uranus is one of the trans-net planets, right? It's outside Saturn, time and space. Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, which is one of the reasons I love tropical over Vedic astrology, is we use Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, and these are the unconscious forces. And these unconscious forces tend to disrupt and disturb the best laid plans of mice and men, right? We make our plans. The ego makes our plans. The ego explains certain things in certain ways and da-da-da. And this is my job, and this is how I survive. Taurus has to do with survival in a physical body on a physical planet. And Uranus is going to be coming in, shaking us up to new, different ways of being, but also, shaking up our established banking systems, our established jobs and sources of income, and what we've always done just to pay the rent or just to get by. Uranus is stepping in now, and these next 7 years is going to shake it up. It's going to shake it up. It's going to require, it's calling. It's our own unconscious calling us to discover, calling us to invent, calling us to go into, and this works so beautiful with Pisces, right? Because it's like inject the magical mystery into the survival mechanism, or our recipe for survival. That we are not just physical beings, that there is magic, there is grace, there is salvation and redemption and all the kind of woo-woo kind of stuff, and things work. It's like the material world in a way is deception, it's Maya. There's so much more going on than meets the eye, right? I mean, you just go down to the nuclear level.
go down to the atomic level, and there's, you know, like 99% space. I mean, even in the most dense rock. I mean, it's an illusion. And Uranus is going to, like, kind of show us over these next, you know, few years, you know, our illusions around what we think makes the world tick, what we think brings us abundance, what we think is financial or physical security, and maybe what we thought was so solid, safe, and secure, okay, and we built our, you know, church upon this rock or whatever, you know, it's like, well, guess what? The rock is shaking. Time to, you know, time to expand that vision. So this is just a wonderful time. It's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful month. Even as that moon comes around to Mercury and Chiron, again, this Chiron has to do with a deeper soul purpose. It's such a wonderful time. And then it goes through Aries and into Taurus. This is like a new, it's a time of like the snake shedding an old skin. You know, and just like really renewing. It's a time of great renewal. And this really begins, like the mantra says today, you know, with contemplating the great mystery of Great Spirit. So let's see if I can get it now. In the still, what? Darn it. In the still, silent moments of the deepest, darkest nights, or floating in the water with my eyes closed tight, I wonder at the mystery of life. I wonder, damn it, I wonder at the mystery that is this life on earth, and what it is that brought me here and led me to my birth. It's a good feeling. Try to get the feeling of it, since I'm not really saying it very well. But, you know, if you write it down or repeat it or whatever, think about it. You know, this came to me as I was laying in bed in the middle of the night last night. And, you know, I took a jacuzzi last night and I just watched. I got these candles that float on the water, you know, and I'm just watching the candle float on the water of the tub, and the water reflecting, and the magic of water, and the great mystery of fire and water and life on earth. And it just relaxes that, you know, this too shall pass. Everything is so temporary. Everything is just so moving on. To get caught up or worried or anxious or overthink or overplan or overexplain or just get lost in the monkey mind. Don't forget, Pisces is opposite Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Pisces is square Gemini, ruled by Mercury. Mercury is retrograde. It's like, get out of our head time. Imagine all the people. Ow! In the still, silent moments of the deepest, darkest night, or floating in the water with my eyes closed tight, I wonder at the mystery that is life on this earth, and what it is that brought me here and led me to my birth. Our spirit, soul, self, that's what. Along with, I also believe in divine intelligence, ascended masters, angel beings, extraterrestrials that are way bigger, way more ultimate than us. And they guide our very powerful unconscious spiritual self and bring us through all of Karma Loka, through the spheres of each one of the planets. When we die, we go out through the sphere of the moon, Mercury, Venus, and we go out all the way through Pluto. And then when we incarnate, we come back and we pick up all of the stuff from our previous incarnations before we get here. And there are great mechanisms, spiritual mechanisms, that do all this with us, for us, and carry us. And actually, I don't know, Steiner talks about how, you know, the spirits of time, yes, you know, kind of sacrifice, that our creation was, it was the spirits, you know, of form and time spilling themselves out. Actually, this planet came from the constellation of the Scorpion, Scorpio, pouring themselves out of Scorpio, you know, created this dimensional realm that we're now occupying. So it's interesting that Pisces also has to do with this sacrificing, and it is kind of this kind of sacrificing, letting go of myself or my ego or my goals and ambitions and drives in order to further heal, serve, lift, you know, assist the whole. Pisces is the whole. So, good time to do a little service, baby. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.